We arrived in Fort Lauderdale Tibbs Eve, also known as December 23rd, and we went out for our first meal at a local restaurant and had some soup and a traditional meal of fish and chips. After that, we headed back to the hotel to spend the night. We woke up Christmas Eve to a chilly morning by Florida standards, 8 degrees according to the temperature, but a nice brisk morning for us. And the hotel was very close to both the airport as well as where our ferry was docked that we would end up going later in the afternoon. A fair bit of transportation happening here as trains were visible from our apartment, or I guess a hotel room, as well as the ferry terminal, as well as the airport. So it was an enjoyable 6 hours that we spent. Just went down for some early morning breakfast and came back and just waited for our shuttle to take us to the ferry in mid-afternoon. Residential area was also visible around our airport, and it seemed like both the hotel, the airport was nestled into the community here in South Florida. Very close to Miami, but it was its own city town called Fort Lauderdale. And that's where we chose to fly in, as well as to spend the night before getting on our cruise ship later in the afternoon. We would get ready to leave the friendly confines of our hotel as government policy requires us to be at the loading terminal 90 minutes before departure. So our stateroom and that is on deck 12 and we're ready to go. So now we would head down to the lobby to wait for our transportation to the cruise ship. Here you can see us waiting, and now we're aboard the shuttle, and gives you the first glimpse of our ship, the Harmony of the Seas. Here we start to board up the gangway. It's probably about a kilometer walk, but very close to being getting on the ship, and also very smooth process. Here we are just outside the main doors of the ship, and now once we enter through the red carpet, we're there. And this is our home away from home for the next 7 days. Our bags are not here yet, but they will be shortly. It's about 1 p.m. now in the afternoon, maybe even a little earlier than that. But here's the view from the balcony. I'm afraid of heights, but this is still the view that we have. This is the aft of the ship, and we can see out here into the harbor of Fort Lauderdale. Just relaxing for a few minutes before we probably head down and check out some of the sights and sounds of the area. Getting used to what is in store for us for the next 7 days. As you can see, some people are already on the ship. The ship is 17 floors high and has various amenities. And we'll explore some of these. So this is our first little snack that we had some pizza, and then we went in to get a coffee at the local buffet, which was open pretty well 7 hours, and then it would close for a little bit and then get ready for the next group of people. And as you can see, this is the surrounding area of the cruise ship terminal, airport. As you can see, the plane just landing. So everything here in Fort Lauderdale is very close. So this is the first presentation we went to in the evening, just getting a feel for the ship. We ended up getting some work done, taking some personal care of ourselves while we were on the ship, and it was very relaxing just to sit together and have the people serve you. The people come from all parts of the world, and Christmas displays were everywhere. And we would end the evening.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Is it free? You guys like that Christmas tree? All right, I hope it's full of presents tomorrow morning. Will that be fun? All right, excellent. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Captain Marshall. And now it's time to sing a little Christmas carol. Season to be jolly, la 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 la. Loving now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Holding nation to time carol, la 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 la. Sing the joyous song together, la 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 la. Sing the song of wind and weather, la 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 la. Ride along our sing and say, hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride along our open sleigh. Yours to unknown, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon as Daddy died, you'll see it by my side. Almost lovely and late, his fortunes seem to fade, and sorrows grow, the horns and bells will blow. He goes to the lake, his blessings flow. Or as the earth is round, or as the earth is round, or as the earth is round. He rules the world with truth and grace, and reigns the nations through. The glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love.
Leaving port after a wait for some late arriving passengers due to the storm. We would leave about 4 hours late, but we would arrive at our destination in Nassau on time for our first excursion at 7 a.m. in the morning. This would be a different experience for us, as this would be our first Christmas that we have celebrated at sea. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.